Hi, this is Rich Formidoni from Korg USA. I'm here at craftmusic.com to show you the M50 Music Workstation. If you're going to get one from Kraft Music, know that all the accessories that you're going to need are available in some really convenient bundles. So they're a terrific deal. You should definitely check them out. So the M50 Music Workstation is an extremely powerful keyboard that is surprisingly affordable. It's the sonic essence of the M3. So if you've been drooling over the Korg M3 and it's just out of reach, the M50 is perfect for you. Has the same exact sound engine as the M50 with some very cool new features. So let's check it out. Okay, so now that we're close up, we can see that the M50 has a beautiful touch view display. It makes it really easy to navigate through the sounds and to do some on-screen editing. And it's a wonderful thing to be able to have a touch screen on a keyboard that's as affordable as the M50 is. Now, over here on the left side, there are some really useful controls. For example, there's a drum track button. So as you're playing a sound, you can press drum track, and instantly have a drum groove accompany you. So there are hundreds of drum grooves built in, and you can create your own. There are 4 real-time control knobs that'll do different things depending on the sound that you've selected. So for example, there's a nice phaser for this electric piano, and some reverb on the 4th one. That 4th knob will usually be a combination of reverb and delay or some kind of ambience effect, so there's some predictability there. Now also, just below that, there are some chord triggers. And you can actually program your own chords into them. So I'll play a chord, and then press chord assign and touch one of the triggers. You can also press chord assign, then play a chord, and then push one of the triggers. Or if you have a chord that's too big for your hands to play, push chord assign, hold down the first note, and then press all the other notes while the first one's held down. Then press a chord trigger. You can store up to 8 notes in one trigger. The next thing I want to show you is the M50's dual polyphonic arpeggiators. They're great for making beats and bass lines, but they're also good for creating realistic instrument performances. So for example, I'm going to go to a guitar sound, which is really easy to do thanks to the touch view display. So I'll select a guitar, terrific nylon guitar sound, and we'll turn on the arpeggiator and press one of the chord triggers. So it's doing a cool kind of guitar strum. Now if I go to the ARP tab, I can actually choose from different types of guitar motion. So I choose the one that fits the mood that I'm looking for. So then you can add the drum track. And you're quickly making music. Now, I'm going to jump over to a string sound and show you how you can use the arpeggiators, the drum track, the chord triggers, and the knobs all together. So here's a great vibrato string quartet, and I'm just going to program a few chords in. There's the first one, second one, third one, and the fourth one. Now I'll turn on the drum track and the arpeggiator, and I'll set the knobs to control gate, velocity, length, and octave for the arpeggiator. So the M50 is terrific on its own as a performance tool and a songwriting partner. It has a great 16-track sequencer that's really easy to work with and do all of your editing, and you can really create a finished product and store it on an SD card. But the real cool stuff comes into play when you integrate the M50 into your computer-based studio. So it comes with this editor librarian software, and you can see as we switch modes on the M50, it changes in the software editor as well. The beautiful thing about this editor is that it runs as a VST, RTAS, and audio units plugin. So if you load this up from within your favorite sequencer, you make some changes to a song that you're working on, and you save it, you're saving everything you've done in the M50 along with it. So you call up that project again, and the M50 sets itself up just the way you left it. So it's really like having a collection of 16 different software synthesizers, except your computer isn't doing any of the work. All the processing is done by the M50. Now there's even more computer integration beyond the software editor. If you switch to external control mode, as I've done right there, and touch the control surface tab, you can scroll through 100 different templates for popular software titles. So ARP 2600, BFD, Digital Performer, Reason, all the different elements of Reason are in there, Cubase. So if you select one of these templates, these 4 real-time control knobs that have 2 rows of functions apiece and the chord triggers are now set up to perform useful functions in the software that you selected. And above and beyond that, it's still an M50. It's still producing sound the way you want it to. It just has the addition of being a MIDI controller at the same time. So that is the M50, or at least the start of it. There's much more to discover, and if you want to learn some more, we've got some great tutorials that you can watch on YouTube. So just do a search for Korg M50 in the studio or Korg M3 in the studio, since a lot of the features overlap. And remember, here at craftmusic.com, you're going to get some great bundles for all the accessories you need. And thanks very much for watching.